Waiting for more traffic won't fix your website. Just one frustrated visitor is enough to show you what's broken and how to fix it fast. If you're still waiting to get more traffic before you figure out what you're going to fix on your website, that's exactly why your dream clients are bouncing and why you're bleeding money. Most business owners think that you need thousands of website visitors before you figure out what's wrong. But in reality, you only need one. One frustrated visitor can show you exactly where your conversions break down. And today I'm going to show you exactly how to spot that using Hotjar. So many people think they need tons of data points to figure out exactly how they're going to change and improve things for their next launch, their next promo, etc. That's why they get frustrated with their websites. So many people think they aren't working and that they've wasted thousands of dollars and tons of time on a website that's just not bringing in conversions, not giving them an ROI. Can you relate? If so, let me know down below. But like I said, you don't need tons of data to learn exactly where people are falling off on your website. If you wait for hundreds or thousands of data points, you're going to just be leaking money. But if business owners reviewed their website stats the right way, they would realize why they don't need all that data. See, you just need some user data from a few visitors to see exactly where people are falling off, exactly where they turn away, exactly where they get stuck or frustrated, and exactly what you need to improve to increase your conversions. So, let me break down exactly how to use Hotjar and user data so that you can make the improvements you need to make so that you can make sales while you sleep. So Hotjar is a tool that lets you see exactly how your website visitors behave on your website. It lets you see where they go to, where they skip, where they get stuck and frustrated, etc. You might get lots of analytics and data points from things like Google Analytics and anything that you're using for your marketing. But when you want to see exactly where people are falling off, that's when you use Hotjar. Okay, I'm going to show you exactly why you don't need tons of data. You just need a few solid pieces of data to get some good results. All right, so I want to show you all that you just need one or two pieces of data to really figure out what you need to fix on your website. You don't need tons and tons of traffic, just one or two pieces. It's going to show you a lot. So here's an example of my old website. I launched my new one in March of 2025. So this shows you the old data about as far back as I can go. But here was my homepage. You can see that the fold was about right here. And even after I changed this to a better tagline than it was before this, where almost no one was scrolling, still only about 75-60% of people were scrolling to the first set of buttons besides these ones. So that told me that there's still not enough here that is pulling people in. I still needed to switch some things up. Half of the people even made it down to the what we do section. And yeah, 50% of people came down to see my services. Even less than that as you get further along. So this tells me that you want to make the top of your website more enticing. You want to hook people in more so that they want to keep scrolling. That's going to help a lot in this situation. And that's what I ended up doing with my new website, which helped a lot. So clicks are going to tell you where people are clicking and where they're not clicking. It might tell you what buttons people really want to see and are reacting to, or it might tell you where people think that something should be a button, but it's not, or should be a link. As you can see here, everyone's clicking on all of my menu items except this one, not so much, which is reviews, but that's okay. So in my next website, I ended up getting rid of that and just sprinkling reviews throughout my website. But all the other ones are getting a lot more clicks, which is good. This shows me that a lot of people want to see the services more than the reviews, right? Because they're barely clicking up here. They're not really clicking on this. This down here, I had the different types of website builders that I work on. And as you can see, a lot of people were clicking on those things. So if I had kept this website in the future, I probably would have made these links and had them linked to certain pages so that people could see, oh, what kind of work do I do with Squarespace? What kind of redesign and development do I do? What does hosting look like, etc. And then here, this shows me that at least of the 38 people that we're looking at, 2 of them wanted to learn about custom website work, not so much the audits and strategy calls, and a little bit of the resources. But that shows me that a lot of people want custom website work done. So I'm either going to promote that more, or if I want to do more of these, I'm just going to have to push it in a different way. I'm going to have to make it more enticing. So just that alone gave me a lot of information. It told me where people are clicking, where they're not clicking. On this example, we don't The only place we see people clicking where it's not a button is this right here, which you can choose to change that or not. People think these should be links. Maybe I want to change it, maybe I don't. And if you have the paid version of Hotjar, you're going to get a lot more data. You're going to get a lot more numbers here. I think since I have the free version, it's only collecting information from 20 visitors per day. So you can get more information if you end up paying for Hotjar. All right, lastly, let's look at the move. So this shows where people are moving their mouse as they're going through the website. So we can see a lot of people are going up to the navigation, which is good. A lot of people are wanting to look at services. And then as we scroll down, a lot of people are looking through these sections here. That gives me a lot of insight that people are really looking at this stuff to see, do I work on the website builder that they use, things like that. That's something that I might want to emphasize more. And then it looks like a lot of people are coming down to the footer. So maybe there's some info that they're still looking for that they haven't found on my website, and I need to add that to it. Okay, let's look at my current website now. So here is my current website. We're back on the move here. This is showing me that a lot of people are hovering over about and services and contact, but resources and shop, not so much. So that could be something, like I might get rid of resources out of my navigation because not a lot of people are clicking on it up there. Shop, I kind of want to keep because I do want to push people there more, but people might be getting confused as to why a web developer would have a shop section. But it's good to have it there just in case. This button is my big CTA. That's what I really want people to click on. So I might want to change this text to something else that is going to be more enticing maybe. It looks like a lot of people are not really clicking on that, which is okay. I really want them to hover over or at least click on the CTAs, but we'll see. All right, as I scroll down, this is the part where I kind of send people to different parts of my website depending on what they're looking for. So as you can see here, a lot of people are hovering over the text, which tells me that they're kind of reading it. So that's great. Let's go to clicks now. Okay, so again, we kind of see what we just saw in the last one. A lot of people are clicking on about, services, and contact. Resources, not so much at all. Shop, not so much at all. My big CTA here, I might actually change the color of that just to make it stick out more. It is my brand color, but I might add a different color or something like that. No one's really clicking on this button here. That's telling me that maybe these buttons aren't sticking out a lot, or they're just not ready at the very beginning of seeing my website. And just so you know, a lot like these pictures aren't showing up. That's totally okay. Hotjar doesn't gather everything, so don't worry about that. And then down here, this is where I do want people to click. They've scrolled, they've figured out if they want to see what I offer. So either they're going to want to see how I can help them one-on-one or how they can use my expertise to update their website on their own. This is telling me that a bit more people are clicking on this one than that, so it's good information to have. And then when we come down here, the things people are actually clicking on are different pages of my website. All right, so let's check out some recordings. We'll pick this one here. This is from a few days ago as of this recording. They took 16 actions, went to 6 different pages, and spent 20 minutes on my website. So let's see what they did. Let's see if they got stuck anywhere, anything like that. All right, so that person went to my about page, then decided they didn't care, they wanted to see the services. So we'll see what they did next. Okay, so something made them go back to the homepage. Maybe they weren't super ready. But then they went to one of my freebies. Let's see if they took the quiz. Oh, they sure did. That's great. So this person might not have been ready to book with me, but they wanted some information. So they're taking one of my quizzes, and eventually maybe they'll decide that they are ready to book a session with me or something like that. Cool. Let's go to the next one. They quickly started looking around audits, seeing if that's for them. And mind you, I have this on skip, so it does skip when people are not moving their mouse or anything. So they could have read all that and then moved along. It looks like they aren't sure what they're looking for, so they're kind of moving around. So maybe there's some way to make things easier for people to figure out what they want. Okay, awesome. So they figured out that if they clicked on one of my buttons at the top of my homepage, it would take them down to their little fork in the road. They can figure out what they want to do. Took them to the resources page. Looks like they didn't see what they wanted, so they moved on. But these can give you a lot of information about if people are getting stuck or lost or confused. I might want to make sure that the text on my buttons tell them a little more about where they're going to go or what's going to happen if they click that button. So it looks like a lot of people are kind of going back and forth from page to page. That's a way I can immediately improve my website, come back in like a few weeks or a month and see if it has made any improvements. All right, here's a cell phone version. Looks like people are scrolling through. Looks like they're reading stuff, but it looks like they don't really click on anything. They're just reading. It's hard to get some cell phone information or mobile information just because you don't really see where people are moving their mouse or anything, but most people are using cell phones to get around, so that's important. Numbers are so important, but hopefully after today, you can see why some qualitative user data can give you vital information that numbers and quantitative data just can't. That's exactly why I go through analytics setup and Hotjar setup with all of my students in my flagship course, Vision to Launch. So they learn exactly how to build a website from the ground up with solid foundations, but they also learn how to make adjustments and updates after they go live and after they see what people actually do on their websites. They learn how to make updates strategically without throwing spaghetti at the wall and seeing what sticks. Okay, by now you should see that lots of data is good, but just a little bit of the right data is gonna give you some invaluable insights. If you're still running ads or creating social posts without analytics, especially Hotjar, you're missing out on knowing exactly how to improve for next time. Now, if you wanna see exactly how I used one piece of Hotjar data to book out an entire season in my first year of business, click on the video on your screen right now.